In today's video, I have all new DIYs to share with you. For our first DIY, you'll need to pick up 2 of these indoor-outdoor planters, and you'll also need a 12-inch round birchwood board. And you can shop for all the products I'm showing you in today's video at Lowe's online right now, and I want to thank Lowe's for sponsoring today's video. Lowe's has so many great DIY and home decor products at very affordable prices. You're going to start by spray painting your planters and the wood round with a Krylon sandstone textured spray paint. Whenever you're using a textured spray paint, you want to do a light coat, let that dry, and then you can come back and do additional coats. Now for the planters and the wood round, I did 2 coats on both sides. Now that this is dry, we're gonna do a really fun marble technique on all the pieces. Typically, if I'm going to marble something, I'll use whites and grays, but I wanted to switch it up and go with more of a warm family, so we're gonna be using creams and browns for our marbling. When I was shopping at Lowe's, I picked up 2 sample paints, and that's one of my favorite tricks to do. Since there's so many different paint colors available at Lowe's, if you see something you like, just pick it up in a sample paint for your project. Now, to accomplish this marble technique, you're going to need a color that's a few shades darker than your base tone. So I took that beige color and went with something just a little bit darker. And then I'm also going to be using a deep brown color. You'll also need a sponge and a spray bottle of water. With a 1-inch thick paintbrush, you're gonna start with that beige color and you're going to draw lines on your bowl, mimicking the lines that you would see in marble. Once you have a line on, maybe do a couple and then add some water to it. Using your sponge that you also applied water to, you're going to dab that paint so that it mixes in with your base color. You're gonna repeat this process on all 3 of the pieces, adding on that beige color. Let that dry completely. Next, we're gonna add in the darker color. Using a thin brush, you're going to draw lines to mimic the look of marble. Now, if you're not sure exactly what that looks like, you can go online and Google just different marble finishes. That really helped me when I started doing this. Use a thin line, and then you're gonna use your spray bottle to wet it down, and then use another sponge to dab the paint. I find that when I'm doing this, I really want to dab the paint quite a bit around the edges because it really just helps to make it look more natural. So keep dabbing. If you need to add in any of the beige color you had earlier, you can do that to blend your colors as well. Repeat these steps with all 3 of the pieces and let dry. Now you're finally ready to assemble. So I'm gonna start with a bowl at the bottom. I'm gonna add E6000 to that bowl. Then I will place the wood round directly in the middle. Then I'll add more E6000 to the other bowl and place it on top. Once this dries, you have an amazing planter that you can put in a live plant, or you could put in any faux plants that you have. There are so many ways that you can shop at Lowe's, not just in the store. They have free store pickup, so you can buy online or through the mobile app and then pick up at your local stores. That's what I did for the majority of the items I'm showing you in today's video. They also have free shipping on orders over $45. They also offer same-day delivery on eligible items in stock when you purchase before 2 p.m. Now at Lowe's, you can also find lots of home decor like this scalloped rug. When I saw this, I thought it was so pretty. I'm gonna be putting this in my kitchen because I needed a new kitchen rug. For our next DIY, I'm gonna show you how you can create large wall art that's super affordable. Recently, I updated my office area, and when I did that renovation, I wanted to put a large wall art on that green wall, but couldn't really decide what I wanted to do. Well, I've come up with an idea, and that's what we're doing today. I knew that I wanted something that was really large, but to buy a large piece of wall art or a canvas can be really expensive. So my solution was to get a piece of insulation from Lowe's. I went with a 4-foot 8-foot by 8-foot sheet. Why I love using this foam insulation is it's really lightweight and it's affordable. I also went online on Lowe's and looked through all of their peel and stick wallpaper. They had a ton to choose from, and I picked my favorite out for this room. Now, this project may seem intimidating because it's such a large scale wall art, but I have to tell you, the foam is really lightweight and I know you could recreate this at home. So I first had to decide how big I wanted to make this wall art. So I carried that piece of foam, took it into the room, and then I just roughly marked where I wanted it to be on the wall. Next, I laid it on a flat surface and measured out where I wanted to cut and made straight lines with a Sharpie. Now, to cut this, all you need is a box cutter because you're cutting through foam. So you're gonna take your box cutter and run it along your line, trying to make it as straight as possible. Once you make that first initial cut, you can bend the foam back, and then you'll probably have to run it through a second time just to completely cut the foam piece in half. You'll repeat this step on both sides. Now it's time to add on that peel and stick wallpaper. Now, the wallpaper I chose had a pattern that connected in the middle. So I knew that I wanted to create 2 panels going down this board. So I thought I should figure out where the center point was on my foam board. And then I did that on both sides. And then I drew a Sharpie line down the middle. This is going to be so important because this is going to act as my guideline whenever I'm putting the paper down. Now, as I'm putting my paper, normally when you're adding paper to a wall, you want it to be nice and even with the top of your wall. I didn't want to do that because I actually wanted it to hang over a few inches because I knew I was going to take that wallpaper and wrap it around on all the sides. So I started where I had about 4 inches over the top of the paper, and then I pulled off one sheet and cut it off. Now it's time to attach it. The easiest way I think to do this is to roll it up, and then you're going to start to peel it off. Using that middle line as my guide, I started to place the paper down. Go slow and smooth it as you go. If for some reason it gets off track and it's not on your line, that's okay. Just pull it up and then push it back down. You're gonna do this until you completely have it smoothed down on one side of your board. Now, the second piece is always going to be a little bit harder because with this piece, you're going to have to line up your design. But don't be intimidated by it. You're going to start by just taking your piece and cutting it so it's at the right size. Then you'll peel back the paper and then line it up. Again, if it's not right, that's okay. You can adjust these as you're going. So you're going to lay it down and push it down. Now, if you have any bumps or anything, pull it up. I ended up having a few bumps. That's okay. You can pull it up and readjust. Once you get it where you want it, concentrate on that center section, making it connect to the other piece, and you're gonna guide it all the way down. Now, once you have it on there, hopefully you've gotten both of your pieces on there connected. Now we need to wrap it around. So I did have some excess paper that I wanted to cut off. To wrap the wallpaper, I started at the bottom, wrapping the corners like you would a present, and then I pulled it up tightly on the bottom. I repeated that on the top side. Then I'm gonna do the exact same thing on either side, wrapping the corners like a present and tucking it in. To hang this on your wall, you could use 1 nail or command strips. This would also be a great project to do if you're wanting the look of wallpaper, but you're a little afraid to commit to putting it on your walls. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is planter. Let me show you a hack you can try with an inexpensive plant saucer. Start by spray painting the plant saucer in ivory on both sides. Next, I'm going to spray on my favorite stone texture. Once your plant saucer is dry, you can add in a foam half circle. From here, I'm going to glue on some moss sheets. Now, these are available for free store pickup at Lowe's that you can buy online or through the mobile app. I used hot glue to add the sheets to the foam circle. Once the foam circle was completely covered with the moss, I did add some additional moss around the edges. I love the way this looks sitting out in my living room. Let me show you a hack for creating the cutest magnetic frames to put on your fridge. You're going to need to pick up this wood trim at Lowe's or just get your favorite wood trim. Using my oscillating saw, I'm going to cut down pieces based on the squares on the trim. So some of my trim pieces had 3 squares, some had 4, some had 5. I sanded down the trim pieces on the edges. Next, I formed them into rectangles that would create frames. I used E6000 and hot glue on the back to attach them together. These would be great to add some of your favorite pictures to, or you could just add in some of your favorite paper. That's what I did. I cut it down so it fit onto the back and hot glued it in place. To make these ready for your fridge, you're going to need to glue some magnets to the back. And here's how they turned out. Did you know that Lowe's sells Yankee candles? I love the smell of these candles. I want to show you a hack for how you can make any candle fit into your home decor. So take your candle and you're going to flip it over on whatever you're going to be spray painting so that none of the spray paint gets on the inside of your candle. Next, I'm going to spray paint with a gold metallic color 2 coats. I wanted this to have more of a vintage, warm look, so I'm gonna be adding on some acrylic paints with a sponge. And I'm gonna be applying 3 different acrylic paints. I'm gonna start off with a gold color, and I'll just dab that all over my candle. I'm also going to apply a gray and black color. I'm also going to be using some wood beads for the feet of my candle. My tip for staining your wood beads is to string them on a dowel rod or a skewer. It makes it so much easier to paint them. I wanted to make these a little bit darker, so I'm going to be applying some gel stain. And then using a foam brush, I'm going to dip it into the stain and place it all over my wood beads. And then because they're on a skewer, you can just place them in a cup to dry. Once they're dry, remove them from the skewer and you can add E6000 to one side of them and place them on your candle. Now I have a candle that fits in my decor and smells amazing. Did you know that Lowe's has a lot of home decor? If you go online, you're gonna see so many home decor options. I found this amazing tray that I can't wait to put on my coffee table. I have a Lowe's that's really close to my house and they have a great selection of indoor plants. The last time I was there, I found this self-watering planter. If you've never tried these planters before, they are amazing because you can put the water down at the bottom and then there's this little string that connects to your plant. So when your plant needs water, it will soak it up, and when the water's gone, you know that you need to add more. For me, this is great because I don't overwater my plants and the plant gets exactly what it needs. You can shop for all your home needs at Lowe's online now, and let me know your favorite project down in the comments. I love knowing your opinion. And make sure you subscribe because I want to see you back here, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.